Are we live? I think we're live. And I see 3 participants already. Good morning, ladies. I don't know if the live chat is actually working or not, but if you can say hi, great. If not, no problem. We will wait another minute or two to get started. So if you want to loosen up, also, we are going to use our tennis ball, and yoga block if you have one. If not a problem. We can still do everything without it. I hope everybody's having a good week. Actually, glad it rained a little bit yesterday to wash away some of that pollen, but happy to see the sun come out again this morning. And a little cooler temperatures, so might wait a little while before I go on my run, but hopefully we'll all be able to get outside and enjoy some of that sun later today. Hope that you can all hear me okay, and I'm glad that you're awake with me and we're all together this morning. All right, I think everybody who's logged in is probably logged in now, and without further ado, let's get started. Okay, we'll start with our cars. Remember to get a good stance, root your feet into the ground, make 2 fists with your hands and press them toward the floor. Lock in your entire body. All we're going to focus on first is our neck. Nice and slow. We're going to do 3 cars each way. So chin to the chest, starting clockwise first. Make sure you try to make those rotations as big as possible without any pain. If there is pain at any point, just make the circle smaller there. Here's number 2. One more this way. And then 3 in reverse, counterclockwise. Nice and slow. One more. Okay, good. Now, if you have a ball, go ahead and grab that. If you don't, not a problem. We're going to start with our right arm. Make sure your feet again are rooted into the ground. You can even keep your left hand in a fist just to irradiate and contract the core muscles on that side, since we're just focusing on the right shoulder blade. We'll do 3 with the ball at our side first, or vertical. So forward, up, back and down. 2 more. I'm going to keep that elbow locked out. 1 more. Back and up. Forward and down. 2. And 3. Okay, now let's go horizontal, still elbow locked. Forward and up. Back and down. 1. 2. 3. And reverse. 1, 2, and 3. Then let's stay with this arm and go right into our rotator cuff. CARs, remember again, just go to where you have no pain. Start reaching back and rotating from the arm. Still a little tender in my rotator cuff, but that's better than it was last week. Now reverse, straight back, open when you can, down to the waist. 2 more. Again, keep that arm straight as possible. Get as high as you can, then turn from the elbow. Reach with the arm, don't let the body turn. Keep your chest facing forward. Back the knuckles on the thigh, then reverse. Really reach behind you, then open up at the elbow. All the way over. And again, you're squeezing the ball a little the entire time. You're also creating extra tension because the air is denser. So don't do these fast. Slower and more intentional you go, the more work you get out of those muscles near the joint, the stronger they can be. All right, this is the last one for the CARs. We'll give it a little break. And then we'll switch to the left. Again, squeezing the ball, keep it pinned to your thigh. Shoulder blade CAR first, forward and up. Back and down. Keep the elbow locked out. Don't let it bend. 3, then reverse. Back and up. Forward and down. 1, 2, and 3. And then horizontal. Elbow still locked out. Forward and up. Back and down. 1, 2, 3. Pause and reverse. 1, 2, 3. And then the rotator cuff. Reach up and back as high as you can. Turn from the elbow. Don't turn from the chest. Keep turning so the back of the knuckles hit the thigh. And then reverse. As far back as you can before you start to open from the elbow. And then all the way up overhead. And down. I'll turn. We got 2 more. Again, the air is 30% denser. I'm going slow because I have to. I can't go fast. All the way to, I have to turn that elbow. Keep reaching back. Don't turn your chest. Pause at the thigh. Make sure that elbow is locked out straight. And opening. All the way back down. And one more time here. Big. Really reach. Don't turn your chest. A lot of cracking going on here. Last one, backing up. Oh, good. And pause. Okay, before we move on to another shoulder exercise, let's do our elbows and wrists. I've neglected to keep them in the loop on a regular basis, so my plan is to get them back in. First, we do palms up, keep the upper arm by your side. Remember just to flex at the elbow as high as you can get them, then palms down or pronate and push all the way straight. Again, don't let your upper arm move, just open the elbows, palms are up, pronate, back down. One more, supinate, palms up, pronate, palms down. Now keep them right there, and we'll do the same in reverse. Up, then supinate, lower down. One, pronate, palms are back. Up, supinate, palms are up. Back down, one more. Pronate, flex, supinate, extend. We'll stop right at 90 degrees. Our palms are still up. We'll do our wrists in and out first. 1, 2, 3. Then pronate. Keep the forearms still. 1, 2, 3. And then circles or cars. If you're Deborah, you do them like a hula hula girl. But if you want to do them both at the same direction, you would do them this way. Either way is fine, Deborah. 2, 3. Pause and reverse. 1, 2, 3. And now the same but supinated. Together in 1, 2, 3. And then out. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll do a few finger extensions and flexions. And then just shake those out. All right. Now, for the thoracic cars, if you have a yoga block and you want to place it between, just above the knees, but between the thighs, and you squeeze with your adductors to help keep your lower body real still. You could use a pillow, nothing too uncomfortable, but hopefully you'll be able to notice that my hips won't move as much because I've got those adductors, and you'll feel the same at home. So again, squeezing the block, hands across the shoulders. Let's just flex forward only enough from the middle back. So from the side view, see that's as far forward as I went. Now we'll do our rotations, 3 each way. I'm going to turn away from the camera first. We'll go to the left. Then I will laterally flex up into extension, lifting from the sternum. Laterally flex to the right, twisting to the right, back around in front. Hopefully my hips aren't moving. Now to the right, twist, laterally flex, extend, laterally flex, twist, back around. Do 2 more. Again to the left first, twist, up into extension, laterally flexing down, to the right, hopefully you can feel the hips staying more still this way. 1 more each, twist, laterally flex. Oh. My backs to the left are stiff. Been doing a lot of yard work. 1 more time, twist, laterally flex. Oh. All right, down. Okay. So before we get to the floor, because when we get to the floor, we're going to be down there for the rest of class, let's do one for our forearms of pails and rails. I know a lot of us have been using the computer maybe more so than lately. These ones are good to do for, especially if you have tendonitis in the elbow at all. We'll start with my left arm. When I actively flex here, that's my active range of motion. Get a little closer. Now, if I take my right hand and push, you can see how much further my passive range of motion is, right? Just make sure when you push, you're pushing from the hand and not just from your fingertips. All right, we're gonna do a pails and rails and some holds from here. So keep your upper arm, your forearm, and your upper arm nice and steady. Just extend here from the wrist. There's active range of motion. Okay, you feel these muscles firing up. Now with your right hand, press just a little deeper. That's my passive range of motion, right? Now the pails is going to be us pushing our left hand down into the immovable right hand. We're going to ramp up like normal, starting now, pressing 10%, 20, 30. I'm going to keep continuing to increase that pressure. Should be right around 100% now. Maintain that for at least 5 more seconds. And then in 3, 2, 1, reverse. Try to pull your left hand off of your right and then slowly pull your right hand actually away from your left. So you have to work really, really hard to not just maintain this angle, but hopefully increase it. Keep going for another 5 seconds. And then in 3, 2, 1, take the right hand back and press even deeper. Hopefully we all got a little bit more range of motion out of that. I'm close to 90 degrees now. Now what I want to do is tilt as much as I can, as if I was going to pull my left hand off of my right. And then in 3, 2, 1, passive range hold, remove the right hand and try not to let the left fall. Try not to let the left fall. Can't say that fast 3 times. So I'm working really hard right now, believe it or not, to keep that hand. I'm not at 90 anymore, but I'm higher than I first was. All right. So hopefully you felt that. Muscles on top are usually weaker than these underneath. So that's why doing these extensions is a good idea. Now, let's see how the right goes. So active first. Ooh, not even close. I don't even think that's 30%. So with my left hand, I'm going to passively press it a lot closer to 90 degrees. So there's a big difference between my active range of motion and my passive range of motion. So I want to improve that. Starting now, we're going to press that right hand into the left. Ready? Push 10%. Keep pressing, just don't let it move. Your left hand is like the floor, immovable. We're ramped up to about 100% by now. Maintain that 100%. Your forearms could be burning or shaking a little bit. Now in 3, 2, 1, reverse. Try to pull your right hand off your left. It might not move. Mine's not, but that's okay. I'm working hard and trying to make it go. I slowly then remove that left hand away. So now I have to do it 100% from that right forearm muscle up top there. 3, 2, 1, relax, press it back into the passive range. Full stretch going on there. And now we'll see if we can do another hold on this side. So tense up the right forearm as much as you possibly can. And then in 3, 2, 1, release the left hand and try to maintain that. I'm not at 90, but I'm a lot further than I was the very first time. So a little bit of progress there. Relax. Press it back into that passive range stretch, and we'll try to do one more hold from here. So tense up that right forearm. When you remove your left hand, don't let it fall. 3, 2, 1, hold there. Much better. I'm not at 90, but I'm still above that 30-degree angle I had initially. And 3, 2, 1. All right, you can shake those arms out a little bit. Everybody get ready to hit the deck. I'm going to give you guys about a minute to get situated. We're going to do our sideline hip cars first with some clamshells and axial rotations to follow. So go ahead and get set down on the floor, laying on your right side. I'm going to lay on my right side first to face the camera over here. And also change the angle of my camera so you'll be able to see me. Okay. I think that should be pretty good. All right. So we'll get started in about another 30 seconds. Make sure everybody's comfortably on the floor, wherever you are. I'm sure in your homes. Now, for the sideline hip car, we traditionally do arms overhead clasping. I can't really do that yet on my right shoulder, so I'm just going to have my right arm out to the side. But if you can and want to clasp and hold both overhead, that's great to keep the body from moving. You can also just put your left hand out in front, and that'll help brace your upper body from rotating backward as well. I'm going to go ahead and can't quite relax it yet. So I'm going to have to do it like this on this side. All right, now left hip car first. Remember, don't move the pelvis or rock it back and forth. Don't move the upper body either, just from the hip itself. Starting with the left knee, coming to the chest. Only abduct to the sky. Don't rotate until you can't go up any higher. Now rotate back into extension, trying to get your knee back level with your hip. Then when you bring the knee over the right, pause, and now we go extend first. Hold the pelvis, rotate that knee high, bring it all the way up toward the armpit, then swing it down. Pause when it's hovering, and then again, 2 more times. Chest, up, rotate back into extension. Hover above, reverse, extend. Rotate the knee up, all the way to the armpit. Drop down. Hover 1 more. Chest. Sky, really hold the pelvis. Rotate. Pause and hover. Reverse. All the way back up to the sky. Keep coming to the armpit. Down in front. Pause. All right, we'll stay here. Go right into our clams. So keeping the lower leg still, feet together. Left knee up off the right. 2, 3, 4, 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold that. Double clam, keeping these knees the same distance apart as we go up and back to the foot. 2, 3, 4, 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now go back into extension. Knee is still the same height as the hip, and double flip to the floor and above if you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then just extend the leg straight out. Try to keep that thigh from moving up and down, and just rotate again from the hip. Turn the toes up and down. 1. Try to hold the pelvis still. 2. Don't let that pelvis move. 3, 4, 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then with the legs straight, this is a new one, but we'll hover it above the right, just out in front of us. Still rotate from just the hip. Make sure the pelvis isn't moving. 2, 3, 4, 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And then to save some flipping time, we'll do our thoracic pale and rail next. So we're still on our right side. Bring the knees up high enough so you can take your right hand, lock those knees in place. Back of the left hand on the forehead, and open up the chest to the ceiling. Rotate the left shoulder down toward the floor as far as you can. This is just your active range of motion. I want you to breathe 2 good deep breaths. All the way out. So this is our starting position. Our pales is contracting the knees up into your immovable right hand. If your feet come off the ground, that's great. Ready? Contracting now. 10%, 20, 30, 40. Keep going all the way to 100%. Use those left glute, core, oblique muscles. Pressing up into the hand for 5 more seconds. And now reverse. Drive them down into the floor. Hands no longer there. Also rotate your left shoulder further toward the floor, your chest toward the sky. Driving knees down. Driving shoulder back. Working the opposing muscles. Keep working for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put the hand. Relax as much as possible and sink as deep into this stretch as you can. We'll do this holding for another 10 seconds. Okay, now we'll slowly turn out, back forward again, all the way, and maybe one more rotation back if you're feeling a little extra stiff. All right, now take our time. You guys can flip on to the left side. Hopefully I will remember the entire order correctly. Now on this side, I can actually lay and clasp both hands overhead. So this is going to make my core have to work harder. If it's too much, then I could just go back to this position. This is a definitely easier way to keep your upper body from moving. But let's try to make our core work if we can, right? So clasping the hands, taking the right knee off the left. Here we go. To the chest, to the sky. Don't move the pelvis. Rotate back into extension. Make it hip height again. Bring in hover. Reverse. Trying to keep the knee at basically 90 degrees the entire time. Up to the armpit. Drop down in front of the chest. Hover. 2 more. Chest. Sky. Rotate back into extension. Hover again, extension back, rotate up all the way toward the armpit, then down, back and hover. One more time, chest, sky, rotate back, hover, reverse, up, all the way in front of the chest, back down. Good. Now our clamshells, right knee off the left, 10 times, 3, 4, 5 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, keep that knee right there, double flip, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then back into extension, keep that knee right there, double flip, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then extend the leg out, keep the pelvis still, and rotate again, toes up, down to the floor, 2, 3, 4, 5 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then the leg's still up, hovering it somewhat above the left leg out in front, 10 more rotations, 2, those muscles in the hip and glute might be burning, 3, 4, 5 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh, that one was getting a little bit. Okay, then last one of this circuit, the newly named Scarlett O'Hara. Take that left hand, lock the knees in place, back of the right hand on the forehead, just rotate back, chest to the sky. Take a couple deep breaths from here. Okay, now our pails again, pushing the knees up into this interval. Left hand starting now, 10%, 20, 30, 40, 50. Keep pressing up all the way to 100. 100 means you're really struggling. Around 100, maintain it for at least 5 more seconds. And then in 3, 2, 1, reverse. Hand off, drive the knees down, and rotate that right shoulder back. Knees are into the floor. Right shoulder's getting closer. Keep working. 3, on top. Relax all the muscle contractions. And sink into a deeper stretch. Take a couple deep more breaths from here. And then we can rotate again back forward. All the way. And back one more time. Okay. Now, I'm going to sit up. We're all going to sit up. And we're going to do the pails and rails for the quads and the glutes. This is one of everybody's new favorites, I think, especially for all my knee replacement ladies. All right. So again, if you can sit up nice and tall without any assistance of your hands, that's great. But if you need some assistance, as I do, then put your hands behind your hips just to help keep your chest up as tall as possible. Now we're going to try to keep our feet dorsiflexed. We're going to start with our right leg first. We're going to tense up the right quad. And now through the right heel, our pails push down into the floor. You're pushing and you're actually squeezing your right glute as you're pushing down, right? You're tensing up the hamstrings and the glute of the right leg, pressing through the floor. You're up to 100%. Maintain 100%. Keep pushing down. The right leg could be shaking. And then 3, 2, 1, without leaning back, reverse. Lift the right foot off the ground as high as you can. Use those quads and hip flexors of the right leg. Don't let your knee bend. Keep lifting high. Keep lifting high. 5, 4, 3. Mini break. Do the same thing with the left leg. Again, tense up the left quad first, then push through the left heel and tighten up the left glute, driving your left heel into the ground. 10%, 20, 30. Keep pressing down into the ground. 80%, 90. You're at 100% now. Maintain that 100% pressure, pushing hard. Your left glute should make you feel like you're coming off the ground. For 5, 3. Now reverse flexors. Keep that left leg super straight. Keep it up there 5 more seconds. Okay. Now we're going to do the hovers, the ones we'll remove if both feet are on 12 o'clock. We'll work out towards 3 with the right and towards 9 with the left. Again, the key is to keep that upper body as still as possible. So use as many hands as you need to. Try to not rotate your foot. Lift straight up and hold. Gently put it down. Let's see if we can go up and out one more time with that right leg again. Tense the right quad. A little wider out. Don't let your foot turn. And gently down. Now, straight up. Swing it in about halfway. Hold. Gently down. One more time. Straight up. Slowly bring it back in. Keep it in the air. And gently down. All right. Those right quads are probably screaming at you. Mine are. All right. Left leg, same thing. First, tense up the left quad. Now, slowly out. One more time with that left leg. Straight up first. Slowly out. Gently down. Reverse. Ready? Straight up. Halfway in. Gently down. One more time. Straight up. And down. All right. Let's do that. One more. Tense it up. Straight up. 1. Gently down. Back up. Reverse. Straight up. Down. Back up. In. Gently down. All right, one more with the left. Tighten up the quad. Gently down. Back up. Out. Gently down. One more back into the middle, straight up. Halfway. Gently down. Back up. In. Gently down. Okay. Now, since we started with the right, let's continue starting with the right. We're going to do the external hip 90-90. I'll face forward still. I'm going to have the right shin out in front of the body, 90 degrees. Left knees right off to the hip. Left foot 90 degrees back. Now, if you can maintain good posture without much hand support, great. If you're like me, keep that hand as close to your hip as you need to keep your chest nice and tall. Again, we're going to tilt our pelvis forward, chest comes up as we hinge at this hip, but don't round your back. If I round my back, I could just go all the way, anything for this hip rotator, right? Chest is up. As I pull forward, that's as much as my hip is allowing me. My upper body is nice and tall. Now, our pails, pushing the right foot and ankle, shin, down into the floor as if we were going to rotate it through the floor. Starting now, pushing down, 10%, 20. Okay, we should be about 100 by now. Maintain that 100% effort. 5 more seconds. And then 3, 2, 1, reverse. Pull your chest closer to your knee without rounding your back. Rotate the foot up. Pull the chest forward. And now release the effort. Sink deep into the stretch, but don't round your back. This is all coming from the hip. Now I'm going to push my right knee, thigh, and shin, foot, everything. I want to push everything into the floor to pull yourself back into that position as best you can and push yourself back tall. Keep your right hand lightly on the ground. Try to do this all from your hip. So pull back, forward and down. Push back tall, a little less support. Pull. Push. One more time. Tense everything up. Pull. And push back. Let's just take a little side lying position. Elbow in line with the hip, straight through the other knee. And let's just do a few rotations or lift offs with the left. These will be your internal rotators. Don't move your pelvis. You can hold that here if you want. Just rotate. May not go very high. That's okay. Abduction flows. Brace your core. Don't let your upper body sink, but abduct. Left knee and foot off the ground together. But my foot's still in the air. Internally rotate back into extension. And then lower down. 2 more times. Abduct, lift. Slowly lower down. Reset the core. 1 more time. Lift. Gently down. Okay. Let's flip. Breakdance move 101. I keep getting messages that hopefully we're not missing too much in translation and that you're still getting a lot out of this workout today. All right. Again, tilt from the pelvis first. Chest is up. Keep the chest up and pull forward, but pull just from the hip. Don't round your back. And right there is as much as I got from just the hip. Mine hasn't changed. Now, starting now. Keep pushing. We should be at 100% now. Maintain that 100. And then in 3, 2, 1, reverse. Try to rotate your left foot and shin off the floor and pull your chest forward, not down. Just think forward. Rotate the left foot off the floor. Pull the chest forward. Round your back. Keep your chest up. 3. Everything that you feel in this left hip and glute. Sink as deep into the stretch as you can. In the hip, in the glute. Stay here for a few more seconds. Okay, on the first one back, when you push, as you want. Ready? Push up. Make 2 fists. I'm going to keep one hand lightly on it, just minimally. Good chest up posture and pull. Back down to where we were almost. Push. Back to tall. Again, it's not how far you go. It's how far you go by using your hip rotators and not your spine flexors. Ready? So pull. And push. 2 more times. Pull. Push. Working hard, hold my breath. One more time. Ready? Push. Brace the core. We're going to do 5 rotations or lift-offs with the right foot trying to get off the floor. Rotating up 1. Oh, you can barely see my foot above my knee. 2, 3, 4. Not moving my pelvis. 5. Okay. Now the abduct 1. Then rotate your right heel towards your left. Not quite. And internally rotate back into extension. Rotate. A little closer. Gently down. Again, good brace with that core. Lift. Rotate. Back into extension. Gently down. All right. Let's finish with 1 more pails and rails before we do a little 90-degree flow. So, butterfly position, feet together, sit up as tall as possible. That is my active range of motion, or that is just my natural flexibility level. So, once I got myself sitting up nice and tall, my active range of motion is going to be me. Ready? Pull the knees down. There. They moved a little. That's my active range of motion, right? Now, we want to increase that. So, we'll take our elbows, put them inside the knees, and press them toward the floor. That's my passive range of motion. I'm down, pushing my knees down with my elbows. I passively move them maybe 5 degrees. Not a whole lot. Squeezing our elbows, basically. Squeezing your knees into your elbows. All right, and starting now, squeezing in. Squeeze your 10%, 20, 30, 40. I don't want anybody to pull any of these muscles, so I'm going to make, and then in 3, 2, 1, now reverse. Try to pull your knees away from your elbows. Toward the floor. Put the elbows back in. Press a little deeper if you can, but mostly just sinking to this new range of motion. I definitely think I got about 15 degrees of improvement there off that one rep. And just breathe. Okay, now butterfly flaps. All right, and now we're gonna finish with a 90-90 flow, however you can do it. I have no idea where, as long as you have enough room to move. We're gonna start, arms out, brace your core, squeeze your fists. Take your right foot off your left. Rotate it as far to the right as you can. And that's all I got. Now when I drive that right knee down, it's on my left, so I'm gonna need to move my left out of the way. That's as close as 90-90 as I'm gonna get right now. So now from here, first say, then drive the left knee down. The right knee follows. Still sitting up nice and tall. Reverse it. Left heel up. Left knee up. Pause and bear sit. Right knee down. Left knee down. Whew. All right, again, right heel. Right knee. Bear sit. Left knee. Right knee. Ooh. I'm getting pretty close to the camera. I'm off my mat. Okay, one more time. Back, left knee. And now. All right. From here, feel free to lay back and commence with your belly breathing. Just remember, you're trying to breathe more through the diaphragm than the chest. Both will move, but try to inhale mostly through the diaphragm, then exhale. I want you to do that for 3 to 4 minutes or until you fall asleep. That's quite all right. Take a little mini break before you start the rest of your day. I want to thank you all for joining me this morning for our second mobility YouTube. Look forward to hearing your comments, suggestions, requests, and I'll keep producing more exercise clips for you guys to do at home in between these classes. Also, feel free to let me know if you want to do a Zoom time workout, if you're wanting some suggestions for other things you can do at your house that I'm not necessarily posting online now. All right, ladies, it's been fun. I feel much more mobilized. I miss seeing all your faces in person. I hope that we can all see each other again soon. All right, take care. Bye for now.